Okay, good.
Hi, I'm Peter.
I'm Daniel.
Hi, I'm Brian.
I'm Zach.
There's nothing worse than having a strong feeling of anxiety or stress. As I've grown up more and more, my life has become filled with more responsibilities. It becomes difficult to keep stress and anxiety to a low level. I decided to educate myself on how this part of my life will affect me in the long run. That's what I will be teaching you about today: the long-term effects of stress and how they can make a massive impact on your life. All of us can have hard days, but we don't need to let them control us, and we can minimize the effect of anxiety. Think back to the last time you felt an immense amount of stress or anxiety. It is normal to feel anxious from time to time. Maybe you're nervous about speaking in public, worried about a health issue, or concerned about other things. As troubling as it may be, occasional angst is not harmful. In fact, it can actually be helpful, serving as motivation to tackle new challenges. An article called Symptoms of Generalized Anxiety Disorder Among Adults from the CDC in 2020 reads, during 2019, 9.5, 3.4, and 2.7% of adults experienced mild, moderate, or minimal symptoms of anxiety, respectively, while 84.4% experienced no or minimal symptoms. The percentage of adults who experienced mild, moderate, or severe symptoms of anxiety was highest amongst those 18 to 29 with decreased with age. Anxiety comes from many different places, and I want to explain the root of the problem. Since anxiety is driven by our thoughts, the basis of getting to the root of anxiety is to learn or recognize the thoughts that lead back to it. Some anxiety feelings can feel very similar to physical body symptoms that result from lack of proper nutrition, dehydration, and adrenaline pumping activities. There are a multitude of sources that can be triggering your anxiety, such as environmental factors, such as a job or a personal relationship, medical conditions, traumatic past experiences, and even genetics. The root of anxiety can be explained in many different ways. One analogy that helps me is the heightened state of anxiety can be explained by reminding people about how they feel on a roller coaster. Now ask yourself to remember the intense wave of fear that comes just before they tip over the edge. It's a stomach churning sensation that lasts mere seconds. But for people with chronic anxiety, it can linger for days, weeks, and even months. This is particularly helpful if people with chronic anxiety that say anxiety is all in your head and they aren't aware of the various physical symptoms. Seeing a therapist is a good first step to find the root of your anxious problems. Continually, we are able to minimize how anxiety affects us in multiple ways to make our lives much easier. Anxiety can become a disorder when it becomes overpowering and starts to interfere with our functioning and daily life. Sometimes we can realize that we are anxious, and other times we may be blind to how anxiety is affecting us. According to a WebMD Ways to Manage Stress article written by Lauren Ragland from September 2021, states a few ways that may help us keeping our stress levels to a minimum. Keep a positive attitude, accept that there are events that you cannot control, be assertive instead of aggressive, learn to manage your time more effectively, make time for hobbies and interests, don't rely on alcohol, drugs, or compulsive behaviors to reduce stress. Drugs and alcohol can stress your body even more. Seek out social support and spend time with those that you love. For immediate relief from anxiety, stand up, pull your shoulders back, plant your feet evenly and widely apart, and open your chest. Then breathe deeply. This posture, combined with deep breathing, helps your body remember that it is not in danger right now and that it's in control of the situation. Everyone has anxiety from time to time, but chronic anxiety can interfere with your quality of life. While perhaps most recognized for behavioral changes, anxiety can also have serious consequences on your physical health. Anxiety and stress changes the way that your brain thinks immensely throughout your life and may be doing more damage than you think. Research is still being done on this topic, but studies show that some possible long-term effects of anxiety on the body include heart problems like increased risk of heart disease, various illnesses from a lowered immune system. Stress can result in the loss of sociability and the avoidance of interactions with others. Chronic stress has a shrinking effect on the prefrontal cortex, the area of the brain responsible for memory and learning. In Pathways Psychological Services article by Zach Mears from 2021 about long-term effects of stress and anxiety, he states, There are some long-term effects on the body and mind that are caused by stress and anxiety. Anxiety was related to chronic illness such as heart disease, other worsening symptoms such as headaches and migraines, as well as sleep issues. Often having long-term anxiety can lead to depressive states. The main point is that continued experiences of anxiety and stress can lead to issues that affect us deeply. These effects can also be lifelong if not treated properly. Stress and anxiety is never going to be an easy feeling to deal with, and as people, we are constantly going through internal battles. I hope that while listening to this speech, you were able to learn a lot of new information about stress and anxiety. It is very easy to just live day by day, just trying to survive with our problems instead of taking them head on and fighting them to make your life better. Life has so much more to offer when you're able to clear your head and overcome the anxiety and stress of our daily lives. Hopefully, you are able to use these strategies I talked about to improve your mental and physical health one day at a time. Thank you.